There's no stopping the protesters. After the deaths of at least 26 people in Ukraine's worst day of violence since gaining independence, they remained in Kiev's Maidan Square. They've been there for almost 3 months now, since President Viktor Yanukovych turned down a trade deal with the European Union and accepted a $15 billion Russian bailout instead. Yanukovych has accused pro-European opposition leaders of trying to seize power by force. And the crisis is becoming a major concern for EU leaders. They're now preparing sanctions against those responsible for the crackdown. José Manuel Barroso is European Commission President.
We expect that targeted measures against those responsible for violence and use of excessive force can be agreed by our member states. And we hope that they consider this as a matter of urgency, as it was already proposed by the High Representative Vice President of the Commission, Keiv.
The crisis topped the agenda as German Chancellor Merkel and French President Hollande met for talks. EU foreign ministers will also hold an emergency meeting on Thursday. And the European Investment Bank's president says it's frozen its activities in Ukraine for now.
For the time being, the situation is so cruel that it would be politically the wrong signal, but also irresponsible vis-à-vis the people we asked to do the job, to be active on business and Ukraine. And I think it would be completely the wrong signal.
With a population of 46 million, the country already had plenty of economic problems. It's now in the middle of a tug-of-war between Russia and the West. Moscow began paying aid again to Kiev on Monday with a $2 million cash injection. Christian Lawrence is from Rabobank.
Russia's putting quite a lot of money on the table, whereas the EU doesn't provide money in that respect as a way of sort of tempting a country towards the European Union. That's just not the way it works. So you've very much got this pull and push, and it's certainly very worrying. Ukraine's a very divided country. West and East Ukraine are very, very different places with very, very different ideologies, and it's certainly something that's not going to be resolved quickly.
As demonstrators gathered more ammunition, the unrest has also now spread to at least 3 cities in the western part of Ukraine. In Kiev, the protesters say they have no intention of going anywhere, keeping the economy under pressure and people at home and abroad fearful of more violence.